Welcome. Had some technical difficulties, but I'm here. I made it. That's not good. I'm gonna delete this when it goes up to YouTube. Anyway, I see there's some people in the chat. I see there's just a couple people tuned in on this Friday night. But guys, Bitcoin getting absolutely slaughtered despite the conference going on. Like Donald Trump is going to talk, Michael Saylor is going to talk. Nobody cares. Everyone's selling their Bitcoin. Ethereum getting absolutely hammered despite the ETF news. Got to talk about that because I opened an ETH long. What was it, Wednesday night? Like right before the huge dump, and I was underwater by the time I woke up by like 20%. So that wasn't good. Donald Trump does not want you to burn American flags, but people in the United States are like, what's the point of living here if we can't light flags on fire? It's like, stupid. Why can't I light flags on fire? So yeah, we could talk about lots of things. We're going to talk a little bit about Adam. Got IBC Gang in the chat. What's up, IBC Gang? We're going to talk while you're on a vacation, but we're going to talk about NFT Nashville. And I guess I can announce it here in a minute. Got Madman here. Good to see you. And Rama. Got one of Rama's tweets queued up for some Adam drama fun. But yeah, happy to be doing this on a Friday night. Maybe this will be my thing. I'm sure in the summer it's not going to be good for most people, but once we get back into the bad weather months, Friday night's a great night to stream. Dude, I love this shirt. I got two of them. I accidentally ordered the same exact style. One of them has buttons down the middle, but this is my flag shirt. It's my 4th of July outfit. I ordered it to wear on the 4th of July, and it came on July 8th, so I didn't get to wear it. Yeah, this is a fire shirt, but people are lighting them on fire. I want to talk about that. So let's go through the spiel, and then we'll get it going. This beginning part I will delete out for the replayer people. All right. And by the way, guys, I'm on keto diet. I stopped caffeine. There's going to be some bumps in the road. Just stay with me. If you would share this, I'd appreciate it. Or just have your own chat. Have your own chat in the comments section. For some reason, YouTube rewards that. YouTube rewards it. I don't know why, but it's very hard to beat these algorithms. So I'm going to do my best. I'll do my best. But like I said, when we opened, Bitcoin taking an absolute beating. ETH taking an even worse beating. ERC20s not doing so great. I opened up a long. I'll show you guys the progress here. I'm going to start putting some leverage on picking my spots. Donald Trump does not want you to burn flags. We'll talk about that. But welcome to the live stream. Joe for Dead Cat Media, producing crypto content, Web3 content that features what matters most, and that's helpful information for the end user. All this amazing technology, it goes nowhere without you. The customers, the retail traders, the end users, the early adopters, the testnet users even. If this message resonates with you, you are in the right place. But don't get me wrong, we still have a lot of fun here, meaning me and the chat. I enjoy that fun token speculation. We'll do some today. I love making predictions and seeing if they come true weeks, months down the road. And I love the crypto banter, especially with my chat. So appreciate everybody who is here on a Friday night. And, as an end user myself, I like to navigate the crypto space. Been doing so since about 2016, 2017. And I track all those important trends that impact my bags and probably your bags as well. I like to play with apps. I like to learn about new tokens constantly. And Dead Cat Media is my company where I channel all that along to you as I'm learning the space myself. So, again, if this resonates with you, you're in the right place. Would appreciate any support. Subscribe, drop some comments, questions down below, and sharing this video if you are so inclined. In the description, you could find the link to my Telegram where I do all my giveaways. You can make money just by supporting my content and participating passively in that content production. Recently moved to Omniflix. That was today. But, I'm streaming on YouTube, streaming on Twitter, streaming on Twitch. So got lots of platforms where you can follow my journey here. So, man, can we I feel like I owe the early adopters, the early viewers here in the chat a little bit of a rant before we get going. And man, oh man, something that it doesn't, I shouldn't say that this thing that I'm about to talk about bothers me at all. It doesn't really bother me. It bothers me that it's a thing in the first place. And man, it's the burning of the flags in the United States. I don't know why it bothers me. And other people's comments, it doesn't only bother me, it enrages me. Has nothing to do with me being American, by the way. I identify as Korean and Italian American anyway. So we'll get to NFT Nashville in a minute, but burning flags. And it's a coincidence. I didn't wear this shirt to talk about this. This was the cleanest shirt on the top of the pile. But Donald Trump says that anyone who desecrates an American flag should get 1 year prison time. But there are people who love burning flags. It's like their favorite thing to do. They say burning flags is a right protected under free speech, the infamous First Amendment, which for some reason that's considered the most important amendment, for Americans, freedom of speech. Is Donald Trump overstepping his bounds? Or is burning flags so heinous it should carry a prison sentence equal to that of a felony? Man, this is an idiotic argument from both sides. And take it from me as someone who's well-traveled, and also I would consider myself above average in terms of being patriotic. I'm almost like an average Southerner for my level of patriotism. So I think I'm perfectly in my wheelhouse here. But like I said, this is an idiotic argument, right? So Trump's statement comes during a time where there are protests in Washington, D.C. that are, let's face it, these are violent protests, and it's not only a protest, right? These people are causing chaos. People pull down American flags on federal property, and let's get it up here, and they light them on fire, and then they replace the American flags with some other flags. I don't even know which ones. Let's see if I can get it up here. Let's get it up here before I keep talking. The longer I take to get this screen share going, the more editing I'm going to have to do. So I'm trying to get better. Let's switch this up. So here it is. Trump wants to criminalize flags. Here's why that's un-American. So this is someone who, is basically working for the media. The media hides behind the First Amendment more than anyone. Everybody knows that. It's not a secret, and it's their job. And they're under no obligation to tell you the truth or to give, honest opinions, right? There's a law actually that says they don't have to do that. But there's somebody squirting lighter fluid on an American flag. They're burning it. People are videoing it. Everyone on TV is like, don't burn those flags, right? So, man, oh man, this is so dumb. So dumb. But anyway, those are the people that they just can't stop burning flags. By the way, this is the least effective but most dramatic way to express a grievance that you have with the government, the military, the flag itself, the post office, whatever you're protesting, the laws, something you saw on TV that it hurt you. This is the least effective and most dramatic way to express some kind of grievance should they go to jail for desecrating the flag. Well, first, they're not just desecrating the flag, they're stealing the flag. They're occupying federal property, probably illegally. And then they're lighting an uncontrolled fire in a crowded place. This is a crime, right? All three of those things are crimes. So the fact that it's an American flag is irrelevant. Like, can I light a shower curtain on fire in public? Can I go into a schoolyard while kids are running around and just light my least favorite sweatshirt on fire with lighter fluid using accelerant, creating chaos and endangering others? So who cares that it's a flag? These people are freaking lighting fires, right? But that's from the Trump supporters' point of view, like, burning flags is the way to go to jail. But the protesters' point of view, it's like, first of all, it's fun as hell to light shit on fire. So if this is free speech is the shit. And then that also carries with it the idea that you should be allowed to desecrate anything that represents something else, right? That means just anything, religious symbols, national symbols, sports jerseys, just light them on fire, man. It's freaking free speech. And I'm being facetious, obviously, because calling this free speech is dishonest and inaccurate. It's more like freedom of expression, which is kind of vague. It's up for interpretation by others. And if you're burning a flag, which is just a symbol, you're doing this on purpose to be dramatic and to elicit a response, an extreme reaction even from somebody else. You're doing it on purpose for the reaction. So their reaction, if it's not what you expect, you can't just say, hey, that's not what I wanted, how I wanted you to feel, like Donald Trump. Oh, I didn't want you to say that this is this should have a jail sentence. I just wanted you to be butthurt. Now I'm butthurt. So MSNBC is going to, get some press out there about it. But this could start a very dangerous tit for tat, right? That could escalate because you're starting with a crime, whether burning the flag is a crime or not. You can't just light fires for no reason, especially on federal property, right? It's like going to the post office, ripping down the flag, lighting it on fire. I promise you the police will come if you're an American, right? But think about if you're a redneck, right? A redneck wants to drive his pickup truck over some mural that a local politician painted on the street for a photo op. Then that's also First Amendment right and should be widely tolerated. But then what if someone then goes and vandalizes the truck the next day or lights a fire in the bed of the truck saying, well, if you could desecrate my symbol, I can now be offended and do something in retaliation. First Amendment, man, First Amendment. It's not what the First Amendment's about, I'm pretty sure. So I'm wearing a flag shirt. What if someone interprets my shirt as a flag? It's just a shirt, man. Might not even be a real American flag shirt. I didn't count the stars and the stripes. I ordered this shit online. So, and I'm going to get, I got a bunch of rednecks in the chat right here from Tennessee, Alabama, wherever you guys are from. So if you're offended, good. I'm just spitballing here. But, what if someone wants to steal my shirt and light it on fire while I'm wearing it? Or what if I wanted to peel a Bernie Sanders sticker off of somebody's car and burn it in a crowded place? People drive around with Bernie Sanders stickers still where I live. What if someone who just loves American flags and doesn't want them to be burned witnesses a mob of people in front of a federal building and stealing their flag, ready to burn it? They might interpret this as, domestic terrorism, arson, reckless endangerment. They may even decide to intervene with a firearm that they legally purchased and are carrying. Can they get arrested for brandishing a weapon? Hey, man, now it's a Second Amendment issue. First Amendment, Second Amendment, which one is more important? What if the mob is ripping people's shirts off like mine and lighting them on fire? It's First Amendment right. What if I have a gun? Can I use it to protect my property? That's kind of what the Second Amendment is all about. Or should I just concede my property and say First Amendment came first, Second Amendment comes second? This is like so ridiculous that this is even in the news. But Trump's blanket statement was definitely designed to get attention. He's the master of getting attention. And the media are the masters of falling for it and giving him so much free press. It's unbelievable. Just like the protesters who were burning flags, they just do it for attention, right? And we find out that this is a highly organized, pre-planned, inorganic protest. But what's ironic is this: if burning a flag is acceptable under the First Amendment and you should be allowed to do it, it's not controversial at all to burn one. And therefore, it shouldn't be shocking to see someone burning a flag. It's not a risky act. It's not controversial even. It's not. if it's protected under it's only like a statement if you're not supposed to do it in the first place. It's rebellious then. So it shouldn't really elicit much response or garner, the kind of attention that Trump is even giving it. It's not, you're not going out on a limb burning a flag if in fact any way you burn the flag is protected under the First Amendment. And this is a rant, guys, but this reminded me of a quote. I'm going to land this plane right now. Reminded me of a quote by the late great George Carlin, and he said something to the effect of, he was talking about American flags and ribbons and banners and things like that. And he said, symbols, those are symbols, and I don't concern myself with symbols. I leave those to the simple-minded. It's a mic drop right there. So, yeah, man, got my flag shirt. People are burning flags. People are crying over the burnt flags. Like, come on. Let's just talk about crypto. It's so much better. We'll zip through prices too. All right. Good evening, nerds. Yeah, got you in the chat there. Good evening. Good evening. We're going to zip through prices. Prices are not good if you're leverage trading right now. But where are we here? Yeah, 7-day winners. We got Helium. It's a DePIN project on Solana. We got Pyth Network, whatever the hell it is. It's an Oracle. So both up double digits. And then this Marinade stake, I guess a liquid staking token. And then Solana itself blasting off here, 8%. I should sell my soul. I bought it around 120, specifically as a swing trade. I bought Doge as well, doing well. So I think Doge will have its day. I'm not going to sell my Doge. I bought a little bit. But those are the winners. Losers, LitoDAO, Notcoin. Notcoin's been super volatile. And then FET's getting hammered. I have a bunch of FET. I was thinking about, I have Phantom too. Jesus Christ, not a good day for me. Algorand and VeChain I'm completely out of, thank God. And all the losers. But what a volatile week. It's great. We're back. I feel like we're back when we have these volatile weeks, man. Quick comment on the burning of the flags. I hate burning the flag. You mean you hate doing it, or you hate seeing people do it? The point of the flag is having the liberty to do it under the circumstances. War vets threw their medals back, but inorganic stuff is just for, it's not only for attention, it's to elicit a response, like an emotional response. And it's to see, it's first, let's face it, it's self-flagellating, attention-seeking behavior. Most people that come to the United States, they probably don't care that much about the flag, unless they've been here for a while. I would say like the people who care about the flag the most are NFL fans, family of military members and first responders, first-generation immigrants who are becoming successful, and then I would say great-grandchildren of first-generation immigrants who were super successful. And then everyone else is like, meh, flag. Like, who cares? Who cares? And then here we have very patriotic American here, Rama. Don't like the flag, get the fuck out. Yeah, I mean, I get that. But like, it'd be so much easier just to arrest the people for starting fires. Who cares that it's the flag? How about you just can't burn stuff for no reason? Whatever your reason is, it's a vague reason. Oh, I don't like what I saw on TV about Israel. I'm burning a flag. I don't like what I saw on TV about Russia. I'm burning the flag. Fucking cares. Who cares? Enlist your kids in the military, or pull them out of public schools and stop accepting, all the expensive social services that the United States gives you for free. You don't have to get out of the country. Just stop using all the free shit that we have. We have better free shit than Europe and Canada combined. I promise you that. So anyway, come on, guys. This is a crypto stream. Let's be real here. So burning flags. We're past the burning of the flags. Bitcoin. Oh, this is awesome. So live feed right now of the Bitcoin conference. This has not been good for Bitcoin prices. People are putting out crazy speculation on the Twitter that Trump is going to announce. He's going to announce this like strategic reserve And what's going on here? I need to reload this again. So is Trump, this is day one, is some guy talking about Bitcoin, wearing Bitcoin clothes. Why can't this play? There we go. So guy's like a halfway to Max Kaiser, halfway to Max Kaiser's outfit there. You know, a suit with sneakers and like no belt and no tie. Ooh, super libertarian, I think. I'm just kidding. So Bitcoin conference has not been good for Bitcoin so far. If Bitcoin dips again, I'm going to take a sizable long on it. I think we're like in a good, like, I don't see us going, if we go below like 54K, that would be like alarming right now. I have limit buys set for like 52.5. I had some limit buys set between 55 and 60K. Those triggered last week or the week before. Had a bunch of limit buys for ETH. And then I put on a leverage long for ETH at about 3,400 and got smoked. I didn't get liquidated somehow, but it wasn't doing well. I was taking very little leverage. But man, oh man. Now we got Canadians in the chat. All right, we're off the American flag. I'll change my shirt if you guys are offended. But let's go. ETH. But some news. Bitcoin plunges to 64K. Oh no, 64K. Last year around this time, it was 20-something K, right? Or 33K. No, it was like 26K around this time last year, right? But, tech stocks in general, they took a little bit of a hit. They're coming off all-time highs. Bitcoin's pretty close to all-time highs. And there were 250 million in longs being liquidated. I wish I knew that before I put my long on ETH, but that's okay. We need some bullish catalysts here. We got one in the chat. This is a great idea coming from another Canadian. What's the next bullish catalyst after two potential presidents lying about using government money to buy Bitcoin? What is really left? Well, we had bearish news in the beginning of the week. JP Morgan saying this Bitcoin surge of late is going to be short-lived, and miners were like in profit and theoretically should be selling. So, what's really left? I don't know, man. We need organic buying of Bitcoin. We need another ordinals moment, maybe, or we need I don't know, maybe we need Lightning Network to actually do something, or we need Stacks to actually do something. I don't know. And yeah, Bitcoin prices of concern. Feels like we may get a dump if Trump disappoints. Listen, man, let me tell you about Trump. His speech the other night at the Republican National Convention, that was not an exciting speech at all. It was boring. And I'll argue with any Trump supporter on that. Granted, it's not as boring as what the Democrats are going to roll out in a couple of weeks. But it was boring. Eric Trump was great. Dana White, great. They were the two perfect acts to precede Trump. Trump should have cut it really short. Should have went with like the 30-minute special. 10 minutes to talk about the shooting, maybe like drop in some conspiracy theory to get those conspiracy people that are like, oh, there were 17 shooters. Let's see what Trump's going to say about this. He could have dropped something to feed them what they needed, right? Let me see what I got here. Here's my mic. So didn't get that. But, and by the way, I'm just kidding. Phildo is not Canadian. He's American like me. And he's in my time zone. So I'll be nice. So Bitcoin, I am long Bitcoin. I'm forever long. I've never shorted Bitcoin or ETH, I don't think. And my portfolio is about 70-something percent Bitcoin and ETH. No, probably 75% Bitcoin and ETH, ERC20s, Bitcoin, ancillary Bitcoin tokens. I'm only about 25% in altcoins. About 2% in stable coins. That's about it. I'm pretty much all in right now. Let's talk about ETH. ETH slides below 3,200. Man, I thought we were at a decent support at about 3,400. I thought it was decent, like not super strong support, but I thought we were decent support. And I guess not. I got blown up. I mean, let's look at it. And this is not going to be a perfect chart, but I could show you what I meant by decent support. So like, let's look at the 3-month chart, right? Like, you would think like this level is decent. Down here is like, I would consider super strong support, 28, 2900. You got to leave a little wiggle room for liquidations and like having these gross extended red candles. But I thought we were good. Put on a little long. I used Nolus. I'll show you the position in a minute. And I was dead wrong. But it's okay. I like being wrong. Sometimes it makes me reflect. Kamala Harris, her team wants to take a position on crypto, source says. Of course she does. This is a huge issue, man. This is like the technology of the defining technology of the millennials generation. Like blockchain, 2007, 2008, mainstream by 2017. And they need to be knowledgeable on this. And American politicians, for the most part, are too old to care about this tech, but they have to at least pretend to give a shit. And it says right here, Vice President Kamala Harris team. The team didn't know a lot about the industry. How do you not know a lot, right? Like this is a $1 trillion, $2 trillion asset class. And this is where she has a chance to differentiate herself from the Biden administration. And this is a good time in general for Democrats to break from the cryptocurrency is for terrorists spiel. That's a bad spiel to be on. This is a great time for Democratic Party to get younger and turn over a little bit, get rid of the Bernie Sanders, get rid of the Elizabeth Warrens. You already got rid of Biden. Like, bring in some new blood that at least pretends, and get rid of Schumer, and like bring in some new blood that at least pretends to know about this industry. I'm not optimistic that either party will give it the breathing room that it needs to explode in the United States. I think it will be stifled by regulations and excessive taxes. But man, I hope that she breaks from it. I think you can't go into a presidential race where like Trump is the only one that seems to have a clue about how important this is. She needs to at least match his rhetoric and kind of challenge him to go even further into, the pro Bitcoin orange pill world. That's my opinion. Curious if you guys, who you would vote for if the election was tomorrow. We'll take vice presidents out of the debate here. Who would you vote for if you had to vote between Trump and Harris right now? Harris clearly has more government experience. Trump, I don't know. I would say Trump has a major edge in foreign policy and the results he obtained with his foreign policy. Trump gets credit for lowering taxes. Harris, supposedly tough on crime, although she's not taking credit for that. She was pretty tough on crime in California. I don't know. Do we need to prosecute a president now that crime is like really, it's so out of control in the United States that a lot of cities are not reporting it to the FBI. So, man, who would you vote for? I'm curious in the chat. Let me know. Let's get some new music. Let's put some epic music, whatever that means. This is all AI garbage that's preloaded. Here we go, Rama. I think Rama made me famous. Now I'm going to make him famous. So this tweet's a Cosmos related tweet. That's the Atom token. And I'll get my sponsors up there. Before we even go into this, let me shout out the sponsors. Kinetics Finance, Perps platform on Kava. I'm going to be playing on it all weekend because I want to put some leverage plays in. The Kava does have a good amount of stablecoin liquidity. It's EVM. The app has AI integrations. It's worth checking out. I put the official link in the description. Kinetics Finance. I like it, and I'm not a big trader. Other sponsor is Shade Protocol. Shade Protocol is privacy preserving DeFi on the Secret network, and they have a slew of applications that leverage this privacy, including a stablecoin called Silk, which is pegged to a basket of assets, not a single fiat currency. So that's Shade. They're the only DEX that I actually provide liquidity on right now. So both links are down below. And for people in the chat, you guys know where I'm at when I tell you my sponsors, so you know why I talk about certain things. But as I get approached more and more, I might have more sponsors like I have had for my Twitter spaces lately. Had Jackal Protocol and Swordchain sponsor the last one. Everything they gave me will be used for giveaways. I'll draw for the free Jackal giveaway right after the stream. Swordchain's giving out one of their vehicle devices that collects data and sends it to blockchain network, and they protect your data, allow you to actually profit off your own data. So that's pretty cool. I'll be giving those away. I'll do it right after the stream, which should end in about 20-25 minutes. But here's Rama. Rama's here to talk some trash and inject some FUD into an otherwise calm ecosystem. He says November 12th, 2023. Can Informal do it? July 26, 2024, 8 months later. Answer. I see what you did there, Rama. He is referring to their commitment to steward the Cosmos Hub and to develop the activity in and around the hub, specifically the Atom Economic Zone. Cosmos Hub is a security providing chain for the chains that are immediately around it. They were unable to onboard a chain in the last 8 months. That's what Rama is referring to. And since we're on the topic of FUD, man, he just goes into a little bit of a tirade here. You okay, Rama? Are you okay? 0 new consumer chains have been added. Some are in the pipeline, but they're not exciting, he says, at all. Did you have to add that? Probably not. Stride had a little run with ST-TIA. How's that going now? I mean, they basically paid people to use it, right? And their token price took a hit. STDYDX was a complete flop with 0 onboarding and 80% of TVL from the delegations program. All right, so you're kicking them while they're down. I see what you're doing here. Neutron continues to build partnerships and alignment within its chain and core application stack. Personally, I think Neutron is the glimmer of hope in Cosmos. Obviously, you have Osmosis, you have Stargaze with a lot of users, Injective, and DYDX, right? But for me, Neutron is where it's at, and he calls them out. I'm guessing this is kudos, and this is not a FUD. He says they're focusing on the integrated application narrative. I think that's a good narrative, but now they just need some applications. Yeah, look, need them to ship. Then he's talking about Hydro. And I just put up a video on Omniflix today about this. Hopefully you could see it. I don't know if I did it right, but talking about Hydro, which is a way to kind of distribute Atom community pool funds to perceived value add causes. And they're going to use Stride. They're going to liquid stake. If this is successful, they're going to liquid stake 500,000 Atom tokens with Stride. And that's, it's like $2.5-3 million. And Rama points out, which I agree with, they're going to do this rather than create demand for Atom. Man, taking community pool money and then mushing it together with someone else's community pool or another token that nobody's buying, it doesn't create demand. I think we could all agree on that. Maybe you're going to tell me this is a means to an end. Okay, but who's in charge here? Do they have any track record of creating demand for Atom? I mean, you want to look at the chart? I mean, I would say no. Where's Atom? Here we go. They call it Cosmos Hub. I mean, Adam has like the best tech and the worst branding probably, but here we go, man. It's just the bull market started here. September last year, we had a little bit of a rise and then just like nothing but down only. Kind of sucks. And that's even with the hub decreasing their inflation. Frustrating for Atom holders, Cosmos Hub people. So I don't know, Rama. I mean, like, what's your point? You just mad? Oh, he had the chart here. But man, yeah, Informal hasn't done much for the users in terms of Atom Economic Zone. And then Rama says, not my money, can just point and laugh at the stupidity. Well, I mean, that's funny, but not as funny as Levana here. You could short Atom on Levana. I'm gonna probably take out some positions on Levana too, just to play around with their app. But yeah, very funny, very funny. But yeah, that's the Cosmos news, I guess. Here's another good tweet from a builder in the Cosmos ecosystem, the builder of NFA.zone launchpad, meme coin launchpad. And he says, people waiting around for alt season and that it's going to be crazy. Bro, where do you think the money magically comes from? He is right. And we've talked about this so many times. So many times. If the layer one token doesn't absolutely rip the meme coins and the altcoins in that ecosystem, no matter how good they are, will perform badly relative to other ecosystems whose layer one does absolutely rip. Solana's ripping right now. For what reason, I don't know. They're inflating their token to shit. And I'm not talking about the rate of inflation. I'm talking about the sheer number of tokens they're releasing into the universe. So, man, I guess if you're holding Solana meme tokens, let Solana rip, and then you could compound that with some meme coins. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. So, yeah, Solana, I got to look into their inflation more. I think AVAC's in the same boat. I think Solana's inflation is 13%. It doesn't sound like a lot. 13%, while the market's pretty much moving sideways and your market cap is in the multiple billions, that means your inflation's in the billions. That's billions of dollars in tokens you're putting out there. It's a lot. It's a lot. 13% inflation is nothing for a 25 million market cap coin. For a $50 billion market cap coin, 13% is a hefty dollar number of supply being emitted. So that's all I got to say about that. This is one of my tweets. Can a DEX be profitable? I'm talking about Astrovault because they are reporting revenue, not only revenue, but profits, which are two different things. Yes, their TVL decreases. The token prices are not doing great on the DEX, but this is one of the only DEXs that makes money. They take what the ecosystem is giving it and they operate a DAO where holders of the token are entitled to some of those profits and also managing the liquidity. And I'm a holder of AXV token. It's a $1.5 million market cap right now. And the DEX is managing way more than that. As you can see, they're managing about $5 million. And like I said, the market cap of the token is 1.5 million. So not only are the tokenomics good, the business model's good. And I did buy some more tokens the other day. What I'm doing with my tokens is I buy them on Astrovault, which is on Archway. You could use your Kepler wallet, Leap wallet, whatever. And I go to the farms. I don't LP on this DEX. I go to the farms and I stake the AXV tokens to earn Jackal. That's what I do. Jackal's one of my it's my third biggest position behind Bitcoin and ETH. I bought more yesterday. And I'm very happy with my Jackal holdings. I started buying like around 2 cents. And I'm good. I think my average cost is probably like 8 cents, something like that. But this is a long-term play. I'm a huge bull on DePIN, a huge bull on anything customers can use, get their hands on, and potentially turn into real businesses. Went to a DePIN event last night in New York City. Jackal was there. Demo was there, which is a vehicle connectivity protocol. The token is on Polygon. Who else was there? There was a representative from Solana there, and there was a representative from Filecoin there. And they talked a lot about revenue, user acquisition, not boring people to death with tech, abstracting away the friction of Web3, getting people to pay money for products. All these things are lost because the focus in Web3 so far has been DeFi primitives. To me, those are not products. Those are infrastructure that should be buried under UIs. And, well, how can you trade without DEXs? You could use aggregators. Yeah. But what about supplying liquidity and staking and voting? That's for power users. That's like less than 1% of who's going to be using this stuff in 5 years. Yes, whales drive a lot of the price action, but whales are not driving adoption. That needs to come when the merging, the intersection of Web 2 and Web 3 occur, and you have Web 2 style products and services with Web 3 running underneath, and nobody knows the goddamn difference. Seedless wallets, yes. Aggregators, yes, but there needs to be a lot more. And I like Astrovault. Wish some aggregators tapped into this DEX a little bit more. It's my understanding that Archway has not upgraded their Cosmos SDK. It's affecting the performance of Astrovault. That's okay. I buy those dips. I assume Archway will eventually start doing the right thing. We'll see. Archway. What in the name of Jesus Christ are you doing? You got a lot of money, and you should be deploying it now or never. Now or never. All right, so let's look at my leverage long here. You guys can laugh at me. I'll shrink it down. Boom, here we go. So leverage long. It's light leverage. It's nothing crazy. So, all right, so this is Nolus, app.nolus.io. I made a video, and I didn't even release the video yet, and my long is underwater a little bit. It was doing a lot worse yesterday. ETH recovered somewhat. So basically, I took out this DeFi lease. I take stable coins, and I go here, and my stable coin is I could use all of these, but I like to use stable coins. It's easier for me as kind of a non-power user to manage my position. So if I put in $100, I can lease, basically take light leverage on another asset. Let's say Atom, right? I could use a slider to control my position size, but basically I can borrow 1.5 times my position. So I take out $100, I use $100. My position is going to be worth that 100 plus the borrowed amount, $250. It's not bad. I don't have to worry about getting liquidated because of very small moves. So I took out this long on wrapped ETH, and this is how it's going. Not great at all. Not great. I owe 300 to the protocol. I put down 200, and this is my profit and loss. What I can do is if the health of my position starts to go south, right? It goes from green to yellow, and then red is like, bro, wake up, you're about to get liquidated, margin call time. I can start repaying this with additional stable coins. I can do that, right? It's another way to protect against liquidation. And even if I do get liquidated, it's only a partial liquidation I have to worry about. I think my first partial liquidation is about another like 20, 25, 30% drop from here. So if you want to trade with a little leverage, little leverage, Nolus is great. And I am going to do a feature on Lavana. Kinetics, I'm due for a video. And DMEX, Carbon Chain, their perps platform. I think that now's a good time if you're a good trader to push the envelope a little bit, especially if you haven't gotten burned a million times trying to, go all in on bad meme coins. So, and let's talk about. Here's I don't know why I was looking at Demo. Demo was one of the projects at my event last night. Okay, now I'm gonna vent. I'm gonna vent right now. Sinternet, Noya token. I bought this token months ago. I was just looking for things that might be FOMO type plays down the road. It was an ERC20. They were kind of like a modularity play, kind of a mediocre market cap. Let me read you what they're about. It says it's a blockchain that powers modular, interoperable data infrastructure across all major chains. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be like a Chainlink, a Graph, a Celestia, whatever, something like that, right? At its core lies the data layer, protocols serving as a customizable execution layer between blockchains. This is right up my alley, interoperability. They threw modularity in there. How could I go wrong? Let me tell you how I went wrong. I bought the token and I didn't pay attention to anything happening, and I didn't take profits when I was up 3x, like 300%. Okay. I'm down like 20% now on this position. The worst thing that happened to me trying to get exposure to another ecosystem outside of Cosmos and Bitcoin was that this migrated. Let me get over here. This project migrated to its own Cosmos SDK chain. And they did this like a month ago. I don't think they're running a different kind of validator set. I don't care. I'm pissed. So why am I pissed? I'm trying to get some ERC20 exposure, some ETH exposure on something that could run if it catches the right tailwinds. I buy this Noya token. I don't take profits when I should have. And then what happens? They come to Cosmos. So I'm in a Telegram yesterday, 2 days ago. Hey, why'd you guys do this? How are you going to overcome the expense of running your own network? How does this protocol make money? Revenue. People are telling me, well, they have a burn mechanism. The supply is only going to be 1 billion, blah, blah, blah. I said, that's not what I'm asking. I don't give a shit about the supply. The supply is irrelevant. 80% of the supply is in circulation already. So how much could inflation really matter? Well, you just didn't hear the last space. No, I didn't hear the last space. I'm speculating on your token. I don't care to listen to your spaces. I thought that you guys were in a good position on ETH. Man, they don't know what's about to hit them. They don't have liquidity pools. I don't believe in Cosmos yet. Noya token. This seems like the kind of narrative that could run, and it's pure speculation by me. But I am not happy that now it's back in Cosmos. I'm probably going to just sell it and then maybe buy it back cheaper if the price dumps. It's a couple $100 million market cap, so there's a lot of downside here. Now it's only 56 million market cap, so maybe not as much downside. But man, what should I do here? What should I do? So, yeah, that's me venting. All right, so we're gonna get off topic here. We might as well go the full way. Chat time. If I bring the chat in, the way it works is you have to keep typing stuff. Otherwise, half my screen is blank. So can we get a chat going here? I'll put the overlay. I'll give you guys a minute to tell me your greatest thoughts. Okay, there we go. So Joe, are you voting yes on the hydro prop? I'm not voting on that. It's not on chain yet, right? I'm not voting on that. It needs a lot of revision, man. People need to know what hydro is before we just give up $6 million. So they're going to take 1 million Atom out of community pool. They're going to liquid stake half of it. What about the other half? Does anyone know? I read some of the prop, but I can't listen to these guys. Worry about Atom Economic Zone. Worry about Just support Neutron if you don't know what you're doing. I think Neutron's in a tremendous position. I really believe that. I've thought that for a while. I did an interview with a core contributor back in like January. Um, I mean, Archway's not doing great. Juno's not doing great. Terra's not doing great. Chihuahua's not doing great. Neutron is the cream of the crop in terms of COSM, WASM, permissionless chains. So, am I voting yes to DAO? I hate DAO. I'm sorry. They need to do better. They need to make it easier for people to build better UIs. Wind, I think, did the best thing with DAO. They did those gauges. I love the gauges. Everything else that Wind did was just like a monumental failure and cost people money. But not I don't care. What are you going to use DAO for on the hub? I don't see why it needs to be there now. So Eric is saying here, Hydro is going to lease out the 500K Atom to the highest bidder. I mean, this is like setting up a system of bribes. In general, I'm okay with this if it's transparent. Bribes and incentives are kind of the same thing in crypto. Just we call it incentives. Sounds more innocuous that way. It's not their money, so what do they care? Would be my reaction. Like, who cares? If Cosmos gave me and my friends $1 million Atom, I would think it's a great prop. I really would. And I would probably do the same exact thing they're doing. So I don't think it's like nefarious or anything, but you're just going to set up a system of bribes. It's all going to be on chain. And they're going to use these governance forums to sell it. I'm okay with it. This is a great question. Should they support only AEZ chains though? Probably. The community pool doesn't go as far as people think. Maybe they got one big spend in them every other 6 months. Should they support only AEZ chains? Yes. I mean, we already gave Atom Accelerator a good amount in their budget. Let them worry about everything else and look for secondary effects on the hub. Maybe the hub should only worry about expediting the onboarding of new chains. Why does it take so long? Why would you fund, first of all, why would you fund a competitor to a consumer chain? That doesn't make sense to me. Maybe in certain specific examples, it makes great sense. I don't think so, man. Why are they helping Osmosis when you got Neutron Astroport right there? Doesn't make any sense. What do you mean by this? Claw back the 900K Atom from Osmosis. What 900K Atom? I did see that that's about how much is in the Atom and then liquid staked Atom liquidity pool on Osmosis. I checked that today. I mean, nepotism is just how business works. They call it networking in business. In Web3, we call it incentives. So maybe someone's going to have to explain this to me. Why do they have to claw back funds only to reissue it? What's the difference here? Is that liquidity? Are they going to? I don't get the. Maybe I didn't read closely enough. Non-AEZ chains. I mean, I think protocol-owned liquidity is horrendous. Where has it ever worked? If two DAOs want to swap tokens to give each other voting rights in their DAO, that's great. If two layer ones that are launching at the same time with similar market caps and similar uncertainty about their future want to swap tokens to seed liquidity on a third DEX, have at it, man. But if you're going to take $1 billion or multi-billion-dollar token that's gone through price discovery, survived multiple market cycles, and you're going to pair it with another token that's brand new, hasn't even come close to going through price discovery, and there's no tangible value coming back. Why would you even consider that? Why would you waste a Zoom call on that even? Oh, so it sounds like they want double the amount of money. So they want to take back. So that's why they're only asking for $1 million, Adam, is because they're going to claw back some and then redeploy that under the same premise. Man, if I could get away with that, I would. I just don't have the cajones to actually try it. I also don't think there's anything worth spending money on around Cosmos right now. I think Atom should pull it together and focus on itself. I think they should focus on, spreading delegations better along the active set. I think they should eliminate foundation programs that are skewing governance. I think they should, stop feeding the community pool with inflation. I don't think they even need to incentivize staking, to be honest with you, at this point. If they just cut staking rewards to zero, yeah, a bunch of people would unbond their Atom. But then a lot of people wouldn't, and you would still have enough staked to secure the AEZ right now. And then if consumer chains are building up TVO, they should be the ones to incentivize the Cosmos Hub validators and stakers to protect their TVO. Right? So you would have I don't know. I don't see what else in the ecosystem is worth Atom tokens coming from the community pool to buy. So you're not easy. We're taking back those 900. I mean, I don't think the hub should be subsidizing liquid staking at all. I get what liquid staking does. I get it. But there's a lot of small problems that come along with it. I don't like liquid staking. I don't like protocol on liquidity. So for me, if I had a whole bunch of atoms staked, I would exit and wait for things to shake out before I came back. That's what I would do. But who cares what I would do? I'm just one person. It doesn't matter what one person would do. Like, it matters what the heavy hitters do if they act together, right? The top 20 validators and their whales. That's probably 90% of who matters right there. In my opinion, whenever they deepen liquidity on these pools, especially the stride pools, someone's looking for a fast exit with minimal price impact and not slippage. Price impact. It's different. When you deepen these pools, you limit the price impact in the up direction as well. So it takes more to move the token up. There's got to be a way for market cap, circulating supply, and the depth of liquidity on a DEX to kind of optimize that. I've never seen a proposal come along with projections, simulations, models. I've never seen that. And that's the difference between DeFi and TradFi. Right? That's math. That's the difference. That's the difference. Can we end on that? I want to do some leverage trades later, maybe spin up a space. We got some poker in the works. If you guys are interested at all in playing poker, man, oh man, Scott had a great idea to have like a Talking Heads poker game where they stream it, and we got to figure out the best way to do it so that people can't see each other's cards. Maybe there'll be a long enough delay where we could kind of talk trash to each other and be playing online while somebody streams it. Be fun. Nothing, $10, $20, maybe $500 to buy in. Nothing crazy. Poker is such a great example of just like predatory competitiveness. It's just so great. Rama, man, I remember when I first got into poker, the best player in the world was an Aussie. He won the World Series of Poker, Joe Hashem. I think it was like 2004, 2003. That's when I got into it. And Joe Hashem was at the final table. He was a very good player, and he was playing against some schmo whose friends paid for him to get into the tournament, and he just kept getting lucky, and he faded a field of like 1,500 people. He got to the final table against Joe Hashem, and Joe Hashem just diced him up. Actually, no, I think Joe Hashem suckered him at the end I think Joe Hashim had a garbage hand and hit like a full house on the turn, a very sneaky, like he had like a 7-3 or a 6-4, hit a full house. The other guy had two pair, and it was just like all in, and then the World Series was over. So, that's a word that I can't say on the stream, guys. I don't want these streams to be long. If you're entertained, let's spin up a space later. But I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna go downstairs, make sure my kid didn't wreck my house. She's nuts. She's nuts. But all my favorite people are in the chat. Guys, this is so much fun, man. Hopefully we could do this like with a group of people instead of you guys in the chat. Have all you guys just like here and have like a little roundtable discussion, mostly off topic. My channel is going to take a hard turn into the off topic realm, whether it be sports, whether it be politics, whether it be fishing, whether it be my diet, all that stuff. Because crypto's kind of boring, man. Crypto's kind of boring. There's not a lot to do except talk shit about meme coins and all that. And half my Twitter is political stuff now. It's like so depressing. So depressing. So guys, have a good night. Maybe I'll catch you on a space in a little bit. We'll catch up then. And don't be offended by my shirt. Later.